Welcome, listeners, to the podcast Eberron Adventures, a D&D podcast set in the world of Eberron. Let's listen as we hear the adventures of 6 unique personalities taking on the challenges that they face both in and out of their schooling at Windshire University. Skogar, a half-orc bounty hunter with no concept of personal space. Lukar, a halfling wild magic sorcerer whose best friend is a voice in his head. Lissa, a mage-breeding wizard with zero interest in melee combat, and her familiar Bigwing. Jack, a rogue, a fighter, a bard? Well, maybe none of those things, unless he declares a major. Velma, a rogue with a penchant for exposing the truth. And Azuri, a Kalashtar cleric with a big heart and even bigger issues with socializing. Let's follow them on their adventures throughout Eberron on their journey to become heroes. But lore and rules lawyers beware. We pick the rules that work for us and build our own lore in a freestyle fashion. So let's jump right back into the action with another episode of Eberron Adventures. After a brief hiatus, welcome back to Eberron Adventures, I think it's called. Yeah. By the heretofore known as Wednesday Night Crew. Because I thought it'd be easier if we did different stuff and named it different things. If we just put it under that one naming convention, it'd be a lot easier to find it. So there's that. Anyway, we're going to jump right in. We are not going to do our traditional question, campfire question like we would normally do. Instead, we're going to take a different approach, and we're going to go around the virtual table, and everybody is, before we jump right into the action, everybody's going to talk about what they've been up to in the last 2 weeks that Lissa has been gone. So let me set the stage just slightly. First, also, let me say to Velma, Velma, if you get your stuff worked out, just let us know in the chat or just come off mute and say, hey, I'm here. Either way is fine. So to set the stage, Lissa's mom ended up dying in the altercation that took place with the trash centaurs, as her father referred to them, and that name seemed to stick. And all of you pretty much went back to the school, and Lissa left with her uncle, so she was gone. Merely a few days after that happened, you were all taken aside by one of the counselors, and Azuri, it's actually I forget the name we gave her, but it's actually your counselor who's speaking to everyone in a group session, and just briefly talking to you about everything that took place. And so we'll do a quick little round the couches discussion on that first, and then you guys can all talk about what you do after this takes place during the 2 weeks that Lissa's gone. So thank you all for coming. And I know it was a pretty emotionally trying experience for all of you, I'm sure. Probably not on the same level that Lissa was for Lissa, I'm sure. But I'd really like to take a moment to just really sort of get grounded with all of you and see how all of you are doing. Having this recently just happened a few days ago. So maybe we could just have a quick conversation, and I can tell you about the plans that we have for when she does return to campus. So I believe, Jack, that's your name. How are you feeling?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's fine. If you're not ready to share, I understand that. Azuri, maybe we can start with you then, because we've had many conversations. Maybe you'd care to share how you're feeling, how you're doing.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I think it's just really hard on Lissa, and I feel like just like locking myself up in my room for like the next couple of weeks and not interacting. But you've told me that that I need to be out there and interacting, even when I feel like I don't really want to be, and I to kind of get out there and try some things. But yeah, we'll see. I'm just worried about Lissa. Like she took off really fast after it all happened, and we haven't seen her, and I just don't know what's going on there.
Has she reached out to you or any of you?
I honestly we haven't heard from her here. It's like
Okay.
we knew it was her uncle, so it's like she's with family. So we kind of all said like it's probably for the best, but it's also like really fast. Like her mom was still like right there when her uncle like they went off together, and it just like she had no time to process it at all. And I hope she's processing it well.
Indeed. Well, I mean, sometimes these things they can take time. Um, and all of you may bear witness to you may meet a different Lissa when she comes back for a little bit until she does learn to come to terms with or process the grief and everything that's happened. And the best thing you can do as for her as friends is just to be there for her. Lucar, that's your name, I believe. Yes. How are you doing with everything that took place?
Yes, that is my name. I can sense the sincerity and caringness that you have about my feelings. Yeah, I'm doing fine. I got a lot going on actually, so I hope
Well,
Liz is okay. When you say she's gonna be different, like different, like
I
physically
just
different,
I
like
guess I mean more from a mood perspective, right? So I mean she may have the it just may take time for her to adjust
well,
to
yeah, her
the
mom's dead, dude. We get it.
yeah, right, to
It'd
these
be hard on
yes,
all of us.
right, right. So I'm glad you see where I'm coming from. And if and you mentioned you have a lot of stuff going on. I mean, if you ever want to talk one on one, I'm happy to have a conversation with you
Okay,
anytime if you need it. Um
anytime.
and
Yeah, she's really good for that. I highly recommend.
and
It seems to be working wonders for you.
and um Skogar. How about you? How are you feeling?
Well, I mean, kind of gassy, to be completely honest, if that's not too forward. Uh, you know, I kind of feel sorry that those things happened, but life goes on. You toughen up and you make your way through it. And I'll do that in
Yeah,
my small way. Uh, and I hope that you know, everybody else just does the same thing and we don't talk about it. Because, if we don't talk about it, then it's behind us and it's forgotten.
absolutely, Skogar.
Okay.
His wisdom was not his dump stat.
Okay. Um, so um, let's see. So Velma, you've been rather quiet. I'd love to hear from you and how you're doing. Velma, if you don't feel like talking or sharing, that's fine.
Uh, well, I guess I do my best talking with my typewriter.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
That's fair.
I just think it's really hard on everyone. It's
Yeah,
Yes.
what he said. So like you mentioned something about like going forward and plans for us. And I'm very curious what you have in mind, counselor.
What do you mean plans for you?
Didn't you mention something like what we're gonna do moving forward, or we're just going about our business?
Yeah,
If we're
I
just going
meant
about our business,
however, how this has all affected me. the goblins at the university, and the emphasis is on right outside the doors of this fine establishment.
Whoa.
There's a lot of train of thought going on.
Yeah. I think
said
it's
a lot
just,
of stuff that you probably didn't even hear, but there's some sincerity there. I mean, it was all heartfelt, and everybody started.
Velma half writing, half speaking her thoughts.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of hard to imagine this like happening so close to campus. Like, how did that happen? I think that's the question we're all thinking and just not saying.
I mean, you've lived in Eberron your whole life, have you not?
Like, yeah, but I mean, this is supposed to be like the safe place. That's why I'm here. Like to not to like get away from the danger a little bit. And
I mean,
it's
very
it's
scared
right
of
here.
everything.
Azuri, trust me, Jack, well aware. Azuri, I would say, you're in the walls within the confines of the school. You are much safer than you would be outside the walls of the school. And as I understood it, this took place out in the woods nearby the school, but obviously out of view of any of the security or guards that are on the immediate outside property of outside the walls of the school. So it's natural that that kind of activity could potentially take place. Whether the frequency of it is arguable, however. But I think so. Is there? I think maybe take some time, maybe meditate a little bit, and just sort of think, um, and you know, um, just understand that you really are safe here. This is a safe space. You know this room is a safe space. You know this university is also a safe space. So thank you all for your time. Uh, and Jack, I appreciate your honesty, however candid and brutal it may be at times. There's probably not enough of that in the world at times. So thank you all, and I hope you make the best out of her return. We are asking, the university is asking that as a sign of solidarity that students do. We will be wearing black armbands in solidarity for Lissa upon her initial return, just to show in a very quiet, subtle way that we are there for her without actually announcing, condolences and things of that nature and bringing it all in front of her face the whole time. So those will be provided for you, and you can choose to wear those if you decide to or not. It will also be made known to her separately that is what the university is doing as an action to show our condolences as a unified campus.
Can I have an extra one for Sable? Let Sable know that.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, of course. Of course. And then right as you say that, it's because this will be funny, like you hear this knock at the door and the doctor goes, "Oh, well, who could that be?" And she opens the door and Sable's standing there and she's panting. She's like, sorry, I'm so late. I tried to run, but I tripped and I hurt my ankle and I'm really tired. So they're talking about this. Is she okay? Well, thanks for coming, Sable, but we actually finished. Oh man, come on. Well, I'm sorry, but everybody has to go on their way, and Velma will fill you in and in our conversation, and we'll make sure you also get a black armband. Oh, black armband? Is Lissa dead? No, dear, no. In honor of her mother. Oh, okay. I still can't believe this happened. I can't wait to see her. I haven't texted her like 50 times, but it keeps saying nothing's going through. I don't know where the hell she is. It's really starting to upset me. It's going to be okay. It will eventually be okay. And at that point there, we cut that scene And scene. Okay, so we're gonna go around now, and everybody's gonna talk about what they've. So that happened right at the beginning, like day or two after what occurred, right? So now let's go around, and we're gonna start with let's start with Skogar. What have you been up to the last like 2 weeks prior to Lissa's return?
So Skogar realizes that he may have been cutting off his funding for continuing to stay in school and got to figure out a way to finance his further education. So you see Skogar kind of going through his map making utensils the one day in the dorm, and he makes a couple posters, and then he goes and starts hanging them on the bulletin board, and it just says Skogar's Financial Services. Most of that's misspelled, and it just says, need cash for books? Come see Skogar. You know where to find him. And so he is setting up a little office in the back of that paint room in the utility shed. He sees like there's a desk in the back that's around a bookcase, and it's been dusty and no one's ever been there in years. And he sets himself a little office up and just kind of sees if he can find a few people to loan some money to, because his whole life he kind of watched a lot of that happen, and he thinks, well, maybe I can make some money that way.
That's pretty awesome. That's very savvy. What would Lucar have been doing over the last couple weeks?
So Izuri and Velma have not seen much of Lucar outside of classes. He wakes up and he's gone most of the day, shows up for classes, grabs a quick bite, but like he doesn't seem to be around campus as much as he was. There are, before, during the last battle, we saw Lucar messing around with a fireball, which no one had been aware that he had before. And there's been reports from outside the university grounds that some of the wooded areas nearby have been charred in some way, almost as if somebody's doing something and they can't quite figure that out. Additionally, there's been rumors from other
Just mute yourself.
rumors from other schoolmates that they've seen a variety of creatures in the in the woods outside of campus, and oftentimes even flying over campus. It seems to be a lot of odd creatures that fly, like griffins and Pegasus and manticores. Just sort of odd. And when Lucar's been asked about it, he's like, oh no, I haven't seen anything like that at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Sort of takes it off. But he's been keeping to himself lately, mumbling under his breath every now and then, but that's about it.
Okay. Velma, if you're with us and can share what you've been up to during the couple weeks that Lissa's been not around, that would be good. Give you a moment to get off mute if you're there. Otherwise, we'll move on and come back. And Izuri, let's go to you.
So, Izuri, having significant funds for the first time in his life, through these recent adventures, has placed a special order from Abracadamazon and has received his smart tablet. It's a large smart stone specifically for reading. It's their particular brand of smart stone tablet that is specific for reading books. And he got it and set it up. And over the past 2 weeks, he hasn't noticed that Lucar hasn't been around. He hasn't noticed what's been going on in class too much. He has almost exclusively just spent time reading, whether it's in the dorm room or over in the library. He feels a little bad about doing it in the library because it feels like cheating on the books, even though it is still a book and they're not losing money, so it's not that bad, but he feels a little awkward doing it. Um, but he has spent the past 2 weeks just absorbed in all of the new fiction, all of the Azusa's many journey books that he has been able to finally get his hands on. And he has just been engulfed with this smart stone tablet over the past 2 weeks. Just rest of the world be darned, and is directly not following the advice of his therapist here, who would encourage him to get out there and not retreat into a little corner. Absolutely retreating into a corner.
All right. So we're gonna say for the time being that based on some messages I just saw that Velma will have retreated further into her writing out her feelings and going out and taking some photography and going on about her way for a little while. And we are going to land on finishing up with Jack. What Jack's been up to the last couple of weeks.
Well, first off, some of the shadier looking clients that have gone over to Skogar just kind of nod like they know Jack. So like if they're passing the hall, like sup, and just kind of give like that nod where they kind of know each other, especially the ones that are selling like extra books that they seem to have more books than they should have, but they're selling them. Those are the ones Jack nods to. But Jack himself has been kind of a gym rat lately, so he's been going, heading to the Blazeball gyms, working out. Not when everybody's there, really when nobody's there. He's been working out, getting himself bulked up, doing some heavy lifting. He's also, you've noticed that he's just kind of avoiding people in general. And when he is around, he's got like a scarf wrapped around his face and mask. But even stranger than hitting the gym and getting bulked up is that he seems to be hitting up the religious section of the library. And maybe Azuri has seen him coming out with some religious texts, and he's just it's probably the first time Azuri has probably ever seen Jack with any type of book. And the fact that they are religious texts are probably throwing him for a loop. But he's able to lift a lot of the books now, like more than he was able to before, because he got bigger.
Azuri has
that is
definitely
what
seen Jack in the library. He has no idea what he's been doing.
And that is what Jack has been up to.
That's awesome.
Catching up on some reading and bulking up.
Okay. All right. So I think we are ready to get back into this.
Right. And if you want to know what Lissa's been up to, you'll have to listen to the one shot.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Look at that.
Love the plug.
Look at that promotion right there. Wonderful.
Had to.
All of you have been issued a letter from the school regarding Lissa and the death of her mother with the letter as a black armband. And the request of the school is for you to wear it to honor Lissa's family and show sympathy for her loss. So real quick poll of the group. Who wears the armband and who does not? Jack, yes or no?
Yes, Jack is wearing one.
Okay. Azuri?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lukar?
Yes, but it seems tattered at times, and he's not wearing it consistently.
Okay.
And always comes up with an excuse as to why he doesn't have it.
Okay.
If anyone asks.
Okay. What about Skogar?
Skogar puts it on as a bandana.
Nice.
Of course he does.
He just assumes that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone else is wearing it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. And then Sable puts it on, and then she realizes she puts it on her arm, and it's kind of like not like she has to like put her arm to her side to get it to stay on because it's a little bit bigger than her arm is. So she's like, she looks at it, oh, this won't work at all. Lissa, I need to make her happy. So she takes it and she and then she puts it on her forearm and wraps it around twice. And it's cutting a little bit of the circulation off to her forearm. But she's like, it's worth it for her. So she's ready. She's ready for Lissa's comeback.
And Jack has been harassing any student he sees who's not wearing one.
Nice.
Just like
nice.
Kind of like, just giving them all kinds of guff and like throwing armbands at them. Like, put it on, you jerks.
Yeah, what's this guy? He look at this guy. He's above wearing a ribbon. Oh, he's not wearing a ribbon.
So Jack and Skogar are like tag team bullying people that aren't wearing it.
Sure sounds like it.
Nice.
That's amazing. Okay. I like that. Okay, so all right, so we're gonna say for this next little part here, we're actually gonna say that so Jack, basically the four of you, Jack, Azuri, Skogar, and Lukar, all of you you're taking one of your shared required classes together, and you're coming back from class. You're like, you know what? Let's go back to our respective dorm rooms and maybe chill for a little bit and then go grab something to eat. So as you come back, you walk back towards your dormitory and you walk into the main door and into the mail room, and there you see Lissa, and she is sitting on the floor and she's crying. She has a letter in her hand that she's just that's like limply just hanging like in her hand, like in her lap as she's sitting on the floor. And you notice it's very obvious that she looks different because she got a haircut. So she has much shorter hair now. She has a very obvious like funky braid in the side of her head with like some really super sparkly jewelry stuck in it. May or may not be beads, don't know. And more importantly, you see that on her shoulder is this really kick-ass looking bird that looks kind of like the weird little bird with the giant wings she had before, but hell of a lot cooler.
So much cooler.
And so you walk into the mailroom and this is what you see.
Oh, hey, Lissa, welcome back. Why don't you get yourself off the floor there? It's yeah, I mean, Skogar had a rough night the other night and kind of, well, they clean it up, but you can only clean it up so much.
I don't care.
Yeah. Hey, Skogar kind of pulls you. No, if you're gonna lay down here, he kind of pulls her to her side. You were a little on my side. He kind of pulls her just like 4 inches over the tape.
Nice.
Yeah, but laying down ain't gonna solve anything. So. She's got the worst roommates for this.
She's just like, it just means so much that everyone's wearing the armbands. It's so sweet of them.
I give Skogar a nod, like, yeah, like we did that.
Yeah. They're feeling pretty proud. Like we've helped somehow.
Like we solved it.
Actually,
we
you're
figured
the
it out.
best roommates. Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Skogar and Jack, each of you get a point of inspiration for that.
So yeah, I mean, Lissa, you're back. What's in the letter there? You seem like is there something in that letter?
I get all A's for the rest of the semester.
Hey.
Lukar was right. Lukar was right.
I mean, you would have gotten them anyways, Lissa, right? You're pretty smart.
Right, and I'm still gonna go to class and stuff. I mean, what's the point of being here and not going to class and doing homework? That would be crazy. But it's still really nice of them.
Yeah, how about that bird? That looks pretty cool. What can you tell us about that? changing the subject awkwardly.
Tears dry up. Like, yeah, eyes are like, oh yes, meet Bigwing, the new improved Bigwing 2.0. I did a few mage breeding things, and he is all ready to go. He's gonna help us in our next adventure.
Yeah,
He's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah,
And he talks to
adventures.
me now.
Yeah, I have things that talk to me. What does he say?
You know that I'm awesome.
Yeah, sometimes my voice says that too.
Yeah.
But mostly
Okay,
it
then.
belittles
Well,
me and tells me to do things.
Yeah.
This isn't
But
getting creepy at all.
but it must be similar. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, enough about Bigwing. Let's go up to our rooms and I need to unpack and all that good stuff.
One might
Well,
also say,
like unpack
You're not-
clothes, right? Not like unpack your emotions.
Well, I did enough of that here, I think.
Good. That's
so,
good.
Yeah.
Moving
how,
on.
Had
how
to
many,
just let it out.
how many different people have you interacted with in the last couple weeks? And have any of them been ill at all?
Ill?
Have
Not that
you
I
been
know
ill?
of.
Sick?
No.
Anything like fever, cough, sneezing, any of that?
The one guy really liked onion wine, I think, but I don't think that's the kind
Onion
of
wine?
Yeah, I don't think that's the kind of illness
think-
you were talking about.
Well, I mean, I've heard of onion wine is it's a defunct medicinal purposes. It doesn't actually do anything, but sounds like he got some bad information off of these guys. Ever since these became the other thing, there's a lot more disinformation out there.
Yeah. Yeah, but no one's been sick. Yeah.
Okay, well then, welcome. Yeah, come. Let's go back to our room then. That's cool.
So one comment I wanted to make, Lissa, is that some might some might say that Bigwing, like, as he speaks to you mentally, some might also say that he sends you messages as well, like, figuratively speaking.
Okay.
So the so that'll likely be the way that he'll
So I should keep an eye out. That's what you're saying.
that'll likely be the way he'll probably communicate with you the most. Yeah.
Got it.
Unless we figure out a way to expand his communication network in the future. So okay, so you head back up to your dorms, and because you've got a little bit of time, you got enough time to like chill, maybe get something to eat before you have to go to like your next class, which turns out is your it's essentially it's probably like the goofiest named class that you probably ever attended in your first year here so far, and things that you've seen. And it's basically called Eberron Dirt Science, and it really focuses on because you can't really call it Earth science when it's not Earth, right? So I would say this is probably the closest facsimile to that, I suppose.
I actually took an agronomy class when I went to college many years ago. Agronomy is the study of soil and dirt.
Okay, so we'll call it that then. Yeah, we'll call it agronomy. What you said?
Agronomy, yes, Eberron
Okay.
agronomy. We'll call it.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Yeah, maybe get you to like type that out or something if you're gonna add a lot of funky letters to it. Otherwise, I won't be able to pronounce it right. So as you go back up to your rooms, you just kind of whatever you're choosing to do as you get ready for your next class. So let me think here. So then Zuri and Luke you're in your room. And then Jack, Lissa, and Skogar, you're in yours. And Lissa, you hear a rather vigorous knock at your door.
I go and open it.
And you see, with the biggest smile on her face, Sable, as she's like, "Oh my God, Lisa!" And she says your name for so long that I could never hope to have that much breath to do it. And then she hugs you really hard, and so like she's in your her face is just buried in your midsection as she's squeezing you really hard, and she's like, "She's like muffled voice like, you okay? I miss you so much. So glad you're back. And then she leans back and she looks up. She's like, I love your hair. I love it. Yeah, these guys have been really nice to me. Believe it or not, they're pretty cool. They're
Aw.
pretty. They're kind of cool. The Skullgirl is a little scary sometimes, but that's just because he's way bigger than me. Are you doing okay? You look really sad.
I'm hanging in there, Sable. It's so good to see you. And she hugs her like
Uh,
so hard.
I'm sorry about your mom. She was really cool. Let me know if there's anything I can do to make you feel better. I wore the band. See the band I got the band on.
I really appreciate it.
It
Yes.
kind of hurts a little bit, but I will put it on.
Oh,
Maybe make it stretchy and it'd be better. But
From,
you know,
from the back. Damn right you'll put it on, Jack says from the back.
okay, yeah, you got
Oh.
it, Jack.
Sable, I thank you so much. And I'm just so glad to see you. It's so good to see you.
Okay, yeah, same. We gotta. And she grabs your hand. And she's like, "Come on, we gotta go to agronomy. Gotta go.
Sounds good.
Let's go. Come on, guys, we gotta go to our class. Let's go. Last time we were late, because Jack was talking about something about like I sneezed on him. I didn't sneeze. Sometimes I spit when I talk because I get excited, but I didn't sneeze on him. I'm not sick.
You just stay away from me. Okay, Sable, just keep your 6 feet of distance. Okay?
Sick. My feet. 6 of my feet.
Just be away from me.
Okay, fine. She like kicks rocks a little bit, and she's like, "Come on, let's go, let's go."
Sounds good.
Um,
Just ignore Jack.
so yeah, so you guys all head out for your next class. So Azuri and Lucar, are you like catching this commotion at all?
Azuri's trying to get another chapter read,
Okay.
so he is no.
Sorry, man, you ever read anything religious? What's the one true belief out there? Do you know?
I mean,
Or maybe there's a lot of beliefs. What's the one that's less strict, I guess?
I mean, I got mine. I can tell you all about Derry. He's he's like the god that does dust clerics worship here in Eberron.
Okay.
He's,
What kind of restrictions does he put you under? Like eating food after dark, getting wet, food after midnight.
There's, I mean, it's more like at like twilight hours. We like that's when we have our typical like mass
Orgy.
That's no gosh no, it's nothing like that.
Lucar's ears perk up. What was that now?
Major.
And then when Missouri says no, Jack's like suddenly like not interested.
Yeah, just kind of walks away.
All right, so you guys so we fast forward a bit. You're walking through campus, and you get to your agronomy. There we go, agronomy class. And you sit in class, and your professor is professor that you've had. His name is Professor Seamus Greensleeve, and he goes by many names. He goes by Professor, goes by Seamus, goes by Greensleeve, goes by Hey You. He's really a very, very, very casual guy, and doesn't really buy into all the formalities, if you will. And he, as you can see, is pretty much, he's geared up. He's ready to go, as you can tell by his look here, what he's got going on. Let me see if I can move this around. Oh, come on now. Gotta wait for that bar to move. Okay, so and Skogar, you've always gotten along with Professor Seamus because he is a kindred spirit, being a half orc and all.
And is he the wrestling coach? Forgive me.
No, he is not. He's just
Okay.
he is just the science teacher.
Yeah.
So he he's like, hello, hey there students. How's it going today? How y'all doing? Oh, Lissa, it's good to have you back.
Good to see you again too, Professor.
And you see, like, he's got the black armband on his forearm mixed in with all of his other stuff going on, and you see this thing
Nice.
is stretched, like it's barely fitting around this dude's forearm because he is buff. He's like, oh, hey, Jack, you take my advice on your mixing up that workout routine a little bit, build up your
man.
muscle mass.
Like I don't know. I didn't know anything about any weights, man. I'm gonna tell you, like, as fit as I am, this is all natural. So, like, your advice really helped me out. Because like it took, like, I guess I didn't realize how much potential I had in me to become even stronger and better. I appreciate your help.
That's great. That's great.
Green sleeves. I don't say this very often, but thank you. I appreciate you, my man.
You're welcome. You're welcome, bud.
You're one of the guys here that know what they're talking about. All right.
Well, I appreciate that.
Rarely ever sick. Never taken a day off.
That is
as
true.
Far as I can see.
What do they call it? Your constitution, I think it is, right? Your natural affinity to feel healthy. It's I'd say it's pretty strong. So I appreciate
great guy.
Appreciate you noticing.
Great guy, I say to everybody behind me. Great guy.
And he's like I'd give you a good solid pat on the should, but I know you like your space, so let you do your thing. But thanks for the compliments. I appreciate it. And he's like, so he says, oh, so you like, I hope you like my choice of leaf camouflage today. We're gonna be going out into the eldritch groves as we talked about. Y'all bring your lab supplies with you? Everybody ready to go?
Zuri, can I borrow some of the supplies?
Of course, Professor. I'm ready to go.
Azuri has completely forgotten about this.
I got your letter that you sent. I made sure to grab my stuff.
What the hell?
Hey, Skogar, you bring your lab supplies with you?
Yeah, I got my pack, and my maps, but as far as like the test tubes and collection things, yeah, I broke most of them. I didn't realize that they were glass.
Oh, Skog. What about you, Lucar? You got your gear with you?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to need all my gear, but yeah, I've got it with me, most of it. Sure.
Maybe you could share with a couple of the other guys here that didn't, I guess, quite get the memo that I only said, I don't know, every single class before this one, because this is really your final part of your grade. It's a pretty considerable size of your grade, and everything counts towards it, even being prepared. But what do I know?
Hey, Prof, come here a second. You may have noticed these black armbands we're wearing. We're all having sort of a rough time, and I think we're a little bit scattered brain. So maybe you could give us like 10, 15 minutes, go get our stuff. We'll be all ready. we're all close friends with Lissa. You know what happened, right? You heard about that, right?
And then he just looks at you and he's like, he gets his face on like he's communicating with you with his face like, I'm not as dumb as you think I am based on how I look. And he points at the armband on his arm.
I
And
I couldn't see it through the camouflage, Prof. I'm sorry.
It's like, oh, I thought you couldn't tell what it was because of my giant guns here.
Oh well, those two, but your camouflage sort of threw me off there. Anyhow, we're all having a rough time, and three of us, not me, but like I'm her next door roommate, and like we're all pretty close. So, yeah, give us a pass on this.
He leans he just kind of looks at you and like can't tell if he's frowning or what because like he's got a pretty mean underbite going on. And he looks at you, Lissa. He's like you got enough stuff for these guys.
Of course.
All right. Let's just hit the road. Let's get going.
Some people are scoundrels, Professor. I've got my things, he says. Meanwhile, the guy behind Jack is like frantically looking in his pack for his stuff.
Nice.
Sable's like, no, don't worry, Skogar. I'll share my stuff with you. I have extra, and I have unbreakable tubes and stuff, so you can.
Okay, it's a good thing you said that.
They're perfect for you. I've spent enough time with you the last couple of weeks. You've been really good friends for me while this is gone. I know I'm not exactly the most fun to hang out with because I've been crying a lot, but I appreciate you. And then she hands you like a smaller pouch with a bunch of like, tubes and some different small lab type equipment in smallware equipment in this little pouch to hand to you. Professor Seamus like leans back up to you, Lucar. He's like, I appreciate your approach of unity amongst your friends and the solidarity and looking out for your brethren. I respect that. But we're pressed on time. But I appreciate it.
Thanks. Well, I'm sure we'll learn a lot of you won't be disappointed in how we avail ourselves during this.
He gives you a little fist bump, and says, "Oh, he's like, okay. So, as you recall, so just real quick, let's gloss over this again. Like, so as you recall, we spent 3 weeks on soil quality and the magical properties of the different soils here in Eberron. So remember, the soil in the Mournland is always cold and ash-like. The soil in the Shadow Marches, where Skogar comes from, can burn your skin. And then another is that there's dirt in the Eldritch Groves that is powerful enough that it can actually be turned into a universal spell component. So when you're tight on components, you can get some of this dirt. You just got to do a little bit of work on it, a little bit of alchemical stuff to it for about 10, 15 minutes. You're good. You got enough components to run most of your basic lower level spells.
And so don't just eat the dirt. That's what I did wrong. I ate it.
Yeah. Yes. Skogar, you don't know. So
all right. He scratches something off on his notes.
But see, you're from like so you're from the Shadow Marches, and so that soil doesn't burn you. You can eat it all you want all day long, but you don't want to eat the Eldritch Groves dirt, and you probably shouldn't eat the dirt around here either. So just like here, just write this down. Don't eat dirt.
Oh,
Just write that
Skilgar's
down.
processed like 6 more things off of his pad.
Just write down. Don't eat dirt. And actually, and above dirt, write any
Oh,
dirt.
okay.
Okay. Good.
Thanks
Okay.
for practice.
No problem, buddy. Okay. So we're gonna get to the rail. We're gonna head out to the rail stop, and we're just gonna get off at the stop at the outskirts of the trails to the Eldritch Groves. It's like a 15-minute lightning rail ride. It's really fast. Like, sometimes I think these make our lives too easy. So he hands each one of you a day pass for the rail. He's like, all right, let's go. Let's learn about these attributes of this soil. Let's do this. This will be fun. So you get on the rail. It's a rather uneventful ride, unless anybody, and it's a very short ride. So unless anybody has something specific they wanna try to do while they're on the rail, they can bring that up if they want. Otherwise, we can just get to the next part, and everybody's kind of going along for the ride till we get there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it says so you arrive at the stop for Eldritch Groves, and you exit and gather up. Professor gets you all together for a chat. Like, well, students, as you know from your intro to Eberron lore class, so you know that there's a guardian that lives outside the groves and patrols them for safety. His name is Gorvin. He's actually a buddy of mine. He's a tough half-elf druid that he left the military to become a protector of the people and preserver of nature. I believe he started out as a paladin, I believe, and then shed that way of life for his current one. He's kind of an odd-looking fella because he's a half-elf, and I think the other half's a dwarf, but he's tall, so it's really weird. So I was thinking we could meet him on the way in to the forest, if that's okay. That's all right. Maybe you could ask him some questions if you're interested in the kind of stuff he's been doing. I mean, I don't know. Azuri, maybe you might want to ask him some questions about the whole paladin, formerly religious stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's. I mean, Jack, that's obviously not your thing. You're not into that kind of stuff. So I understand if it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think the majority you might find something enjoyable out of this. So let's get going. So, you see, he takes you down a dirt road, that's heads into like some sparse forest, not too thick with trees and everything. And he's like, yeah, and he's like, he just starts to regale you with a few short stories about a couple adventures that the two of them went on together, and how much fun it was. And he's like, there, and you see that, and just up there, just up the way there, it's that small little cottage, at that green cottage up there with the thatch roof and the chimney. I think he's there. There's smoke coming out of it. This is great. So let's go. We can chat. We can talk to him. So he's kind of struts up and gets you all to follow up close behind him, and then he knocks on the door. He waits and don't hear anything.
Maybe
And
he's around back or something. Maybe he's gardening. Is that something he might do?
no, he just patrols a lot, but he would never like start a fire and leave the fire, like it's his house. That's just simple. That's just simple logic, I would think. Let me
You want me
not.
to let ourselves in?
Let me, Jack. Let me try to knock again there, and he knocks again, and still nothing. He's like, yeah, Jack, yeah, Jackie, maybe you should see if you can get us in there. We can always we can always explain ourselves if he's indisposed. He never doesn't answer his door. I mean, I've known him for forever.
Yeah, let's check out the store. Let's open the store, shall we?
Go for it.
And I go to open the door. Is it locked?
Yes, it is.
Well, let's see if it's still locked after the fact. All right, so that hold on, let me just all right.
Baseball it.
That's 27.
Yeah,
unlock it.
like butter. This thing just, it's like click, click, and just unlocks.
After you.
So
you're best friend. You're good friends with them, so.
Yeah, so this is a little cabin. This is just a stock drawing I picked out to represent a small cabin. Ignore the skeleton on the ground over here. That is inconsequential.
I don't think we can, my friend.
That's in there now.
Sure.
That's fair.
Yeah. Ignore the skeleton. Okay.
Yeah.
It's literally in the closet. Is that a closet? Ignore the skeleton in the closet.
No, it's a basement.
We're just not going to talk about the skeleton. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nobody talks about the skeleton. So he opens the door and he's like, and you hear him he's like, Gorv, you in here? Gorv. He's like looking around. He's like, well, there's only so many times I can yell his name. As you can see, this place is kind of small. Something ain't right. The fire's still lit, and he's not here. And he goes and he storms ahead and goes to a door in the back corner. And you hear him presumably walk down some stairs, and
about to see a skeleton.
And he's like, oh, nothing down here, but his weird bone collection. I never knew why he was into that. You hear him muffling like he's talking to himself, but talking to you guys at the same time. And he comes back up and he's like, I don't guys, I don't know if any of you are good at this kind of stuff. This isn't really my forte, but I found something ain't right. Maybe we got to look around for some clues or something to see if there's some way we could tell what happened.
I'd like to go outside and sort of walk around the exterior. The door was shut, so if he's not in here, he probably locked it on the way out.
Okay.
So let's see if there's anything outside around the perimeter of the house.
Okay. So is that what you're going to do then?
Yes.
Okay. What's everybody else going to choose to do in this moment?
Jack will start looking underneath the furniture, these chairs, bed, obviously. I'm not sure. Is that if there's I don't know what else is going on there, but anything that there might be an under, you would definitely be looking under.
You got a bookshelf over here next to the fireplace, a couple chairs, a bed, nightstand, stuff like that.
Is that a potted plant?
Yeah.
That's for a look after under things.
So you're starting to look under stuff. As you go over to the bed and you look under that, you do notice that actually roll me a perception check with advantage.
Why sure. 21 with advantage.
Oh yeah. You notice that the blanket on the bed looks like it's been recently torn, almost like from some kind of a struggle of some sort. That was hastily tried to be put back together.
Is there any blood?
No. But you see like a boot scuff mark on the floor by the bed. Lissa, is there anything you would like to do?
Lissa is looking at the books on the bookshelf. Yep.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a perception check or investigation, let's say.
Investigation.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Ooh, very nice. 19.
All right. So you see a small note scrawled on a piece of paper. Today, it's about the size of a Post-it, basically. and all it says on it is it says WOW equals FEY.
Interesting.
Wow. So wow equals Fey is what you see with a question mark at the end.
Ah.
And then that's what you find. And there's no other, Azuri, I would give you and Skogar the opportunity, but there are no other noteworthy things within this space to take note of.
Skogar looks up at Lissa as he's like looking down at the plant, spits out a bunch of dirt. I just had to make sure. What'd you see there? What'd you find?
Professor Seamus is like, Skog, come on, man.
Well, I know now.
We just talked about this a half hour ago. Come on.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
You're better than that.
I'm a student.
Give yourself more credit. You're a smart young man. Stop acting so not smart. I mean, unless you really like the taste of dirt, and then who am I to deprive you? But
like kind of a nutmeg taste, but whatever. I don't really like nutmeg.
That's good then. If that's what the dirt tastes like, maybe you won't eat it. Azuri,
I'm not going to eat that dirt again.
Yes, Azuri, is there anything you wanted to do, like in the space at all?
Azuri's just like, guys, I don't know if I like this. We can always turn back. You know, I like to say that pretty often, but it holds true even now. Like it's not necessarily what we came here for. We can always just turn around. Remember, it's an option.
Let's go out to Lucar. So you're walking around the outer perimeter. Is there anything specific you want to try to look for? Like what are you really trying to see?
I'm sort of not really looking that closely, just sort of wandering around and mumbling, Astrid, are you there? What's going on here? Astrid, any ideas?
So you hear Astrid picks up and it's like I go, hey bro, what's the deal? What's going on?
My professor thinks there's something weird going on here. Thought maybe you'd have some insight because there was a guy who was living here and he's not here anymore.
Yeah, there's some super weird shit that goes on around this place. What? Gorvin,
right? That's Gorvin lives around here, doesn't he?
Yeah. Your voice has changed a lot since last time, I think.
Gorvin's an all right dude.
Cool. I think my prof really wants to find him. It seems sort of weird he left with leaving the fire on.
See, I think I want to address this other voice thing you're talking about, right? So I think what we really need to focus on is the fact that it's like the method of my communication to you is really quite cerebral, if you get my drift. So it could always sound different.
I just don't want to get confused. It's hard enough having one voice in my head. When I hear different voices, then I'm worried it's not you and it's somebody else.
I mean that's fair, but I might sound different in post. These things happen. It's just the reality of it. But it's okay. It's okay though. I mean, you're fine. You're good.
Anyhow,
you're good. You're getting better at those fireballs, by the way.
Thank you.
You're dead.
I've been practicing on them one a day.
Your dad would be really proud.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think I said something stupid in front of my professor earlier today on our way here, and so I could get some points on this if maybe I have like a lead on where this Gorman is.
Oh yeah, something he got taken.
Yeah, is there like a clue out here that maybe I can point to and say, hey, that maybe somebody took him this way? Because that would really I mean, Lissa's ruining the curve for the rest of us. Her mom died, so now she's got a 4.0, and so the rest of us are going to have a harder time getting good grades, I think. I mean, her mom died, so I totally get it. Like, I'm not saying like it was bad of her to get a 4.0. She probably would have got it anyways. But I do have to. I don't want my parents to be upset if I have bad grades, and so I just thought maybe you could help me out. And who knows, maybe if you said like somebody took this dude, like maybe we'll have a chance to go find those people and maybe use a fireball for real.
I mean, I'm saying it to you because
Saying
I'm
what?
in your head saying it to you that this guy got taken. I just said
Yeah,
that.
like yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't
Yeah.
say like, hey, the voice in my head told me the guy got taken. Like, is there a clue out here?
Yeah, that's true. Because they don't know who. Oh, hey, by the ETW, something. So something doesn't smell right with that
weird ass bird that your friends got.
Oh yeah?
That thing just smells. That thing just reeks of evil. Something's not piecing together, right? So just keep an eye out. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Okay. I mean,
Don't
I sort of
listen. No, listen. Hey, bruh. This is critical advice I'm going to give you because I know you like to do things to make me happy, and I get that, and I appreciate that. I mean, word is bond for real. I appreciate that, but here's the thing: don't hurt the bird. Don't piss her off.
Hey, Luke. Hey, Lucar, come back inside. I was just telling the professor how I think this guy was taken aggressively from the clues I found inside.
Wow.
And then you hear Lissa in the background telling Azuri, "Shut up! Stop whining about wanting to go back all the time. Not cool."
Yeah, I seriously think he was grabbed like aggressively and taken from here. I was just telling the professor that we should probably reconvene back inside.
Lucar, do you go back inside?
All right. I've only got until I get to the front of the house, Astrid. Is there something you can show me, please?
And then she's like, like she says, all right, I'll whisper it to you.
I mean, you don't have to whisper. You're in my head. No one else can hear you.
2 sets of footprints
Cool.
going deeper
Where?
into the woods.
But
Okay.
But when the one disappeared, it was because it was being carried by the other.
Exactly.
And the one set of footprints switches from foot to drag lines. Foot to drag lines. You get my drift?
Yeah. Can I go, not to Astrid, but to you, the game master? Can I go see if I can find them?
So Astrid goes, like, I know you're talking to me, but Astrid goes, okay. And then she's like, they're right there. And like, you just feel your head like just move down and you see like about maybe 15 feet ahead of you on the ground, you see the start of like definitive footprints with some drag lines in it. She's like, see, I told you.
So thank you very much. And then I yell, Jack, I think you're right. I found footprints leading this way.
And,
Teamwork makes the dream work. Am I right?
And Seamus goes, oh, great job, guys. Great job. Jack, I really appreciate how you pieced it all together in here. That's some good work. I can't do this kind of investigative crap. This isn't I know about dirt and science and stuff. I don't know about this. I know you're not supposed to eat dirt too. I know that. I mean, at least I know that.
Look at the dirt here that I found that's showing drag lines. That's dirt that I found out here.
Wait, hold on a second. Skogar, don't leave the dirt on the ground, okay? Don't eat it.
He lowers his hand. Okay. Let's see how you do this.
Okay. So he's like, so he looks at the marks on the dirt. I mean,
like I said, I mean, it looks like this goes this direction, so I just say we go this direction. I mean, that's the best I got.
Makes sense.
I don't. I mean, like I said, I'm not an investigative type. So
All right, Luke, you found it? Slaps him on the back. Why don't you lead the way?
Okay. I will lead the way, following the footsteps as best as I can.
all right. So as you're walking, so the professor he's like, all right, guys. He's like, I think it's important that we we have a conversation about these groves. So Gorv, my buddy, he's called the guardian of the Eldritch Groves. And the reason why he's a guardian of the Eldritch Groves is because he literally guards the place for everybody.
These Eldritch Groves that we're in?
Yeah. And he keeps, he keeps things under control, keeps things under wraps. He's a pretty strong guy.
I mean, somebody must have been pretty strong to drag him, though, right?
Yeah, this is fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, I know. Normally I don't talk like that in front of you guys, but this has got my cage a little bit rattled. He starts to pull his collar a little bit, like Rodney Dangerfield style almost, but not quite as nervously. It's more like emotional. He's like, so, he's protects the forest from these spawn of I think he called it Zoriat. It's a different plane of existence.
Zoriat?
It's like, no, it's like with an X, like Zoriat.
Not a Zoriat.
No.
With Professor Greensleeves acting all like potential dangers out there, I make sure that I have cast mage armor.
Okay.
Because I normally don't do that unless I think we're going to be in an adventure of some sort. And now it seems like it's getting to be an adventure, and I get worried.
Good call.
Especially since I'm leading the way.
Yeah. He says, these creatures, they get drawn to these groves. There's like a weird porous like connection that's between the two planes of existence, and they like sometimes there's even little portals that can pop up. And so Gorv like watches, keeps an eye out for portals, closes portals, like he takes care of business, and he's not here. These creatures they're like they're monstrosities. They're I mean, they're just filled with chaos and just darkness. And I mean, you'll be safe with me. I can protect you. But we gotta find him. We don't have a lot of time. We gotta find him.
All right, well, let's pick up the pace a little, and I'll keep following these footsteps.
All right. So, as you walk further in, further down the path, you actually see that there are two branching paths. One of which goes to the left, and one of which goes to the right. Which one would you like to go?
I mean, which way do the footprints go?
Good question. They go to the left.
Well, then let's go to the left.
All right.
To the left. To the left.
To the left.
To the left.
All right. So this is the area this is the forest area that you're walking into as you're walking down this center path here. It's a pretty densely wooded area, with like some little sporadic paths that weave around the trees. You notice that the movement, like the feet drags and everything, are really just going right down through the center, and avoiding the paths around the trees and continuing to go through the center. and you get to this like cleared out space in the wood, and so Lucar, you're leading the way. Professor's like just like an arm's distance or two behind you, and like everybody else is kind of clustered sort of behind the professor. And to be clear, it's everybody in our normal party plus Sable is also with you. And as you walk up and you see in front of you that three trees that are in front of you, Lucar. You see some shapes start to come out of those three trees.
Okay.
And you soon see that they are three humanoid creatures that are actually three dryads that come out of the trees. They start to surround you and the professor. The one in the center, they look of different ages, these dryads, and there's one with like a flowing long auburn hair and leaves mixed together, very autumn foliage kind of vibe going on. Has a presence that's really exuding like wisdom and maternal protection, almost like a Mother Earth kind of vibe. And you see another one that's like super vivacious and curvy and like really peppy looking with emerald green fresh leaf hair mixture, and is just looking super like very pleasant. And then there's another one that has like very dark green leaf in hair, and some of those leaves have streaks of silver in them, and is like moving around like very fluidly in her movements. And the oldest one looks at you, Lucar, and looks at you and the professor, and looks at you, then at the professor, then back at you. And she's like speaking to you in a language that you don't recognize. It's like just like gibberish, really. There's breaks in it, and she's like looking at you. Looks at you. And then you see her face go like this, go.
Professor, I think you probably got this.
Like, I just like, okay, how about common? Do you understand that?
Most of the time, yeah.
Jeez. Okay, good. It seems you can understand me now then?
Yes. We're
Okay.
not all lingual in every language. Sorry, buddy.
Hey, you need to calm down.
I'm pretty calm.
And she points at you like very aggressively. She's like, so my name is Elowin. I'm the eldest of the three of us. We're all sisters of this wood, and why are you here?
We're looking for the guardian of the wood. He seems to have disappeared. My friend, my professor here knows him.
And as you say that, Seamus like kind of nudges a little bit ahead of you and says, oh, hey, Ellie. These are my first years. We're looking for Gorv. Do you know? And before he can even finish his sentence, she interrupts him. No, I don't know where Gorvin is. I thought you would know. This is not good at all. I already had a sense that something was off in the grove, and now I'm sure of it. She wrings her hands, and she's very worried. I can already feel the protections wearing down here. And then Seamus then kind of leans back into you, Jack, and like kind of whispers into your ear, and like uber quietly just says, try to keep them calm. This could go south fucking quick.
So you want me to charm him?
Yeah.
I got you.
And then Elowin, the one who was talking, looks over at you, Jack, for a minute, like looks at you, and then looks at Seamus, and just kind of like, and then she and then she looks down at you, Lucar, and then like, you little halfling, you reek of much powerful magic. Your magic, where does it come from?
Hey, hey, girls. Hey, girls. Hey, come on, ladies. Let's, we're all just trying to do the same thing here, okay? Let's not worry about who's got what magic. We're all here to help protect the grove, find the guy who helps protect the grove. Whatever the problem is, I mean, we're here. Seamus is here. I mean, the crew's here. I don't know if have we come up with a good name yet, guys? Anyways, we've done a few things. We've taken care of a lot of the stuff. I mean, it's all good. I don't think you need to worry about it.
And Elowen looks at you, Jack, and she kind of scowls at you and speaks through pursed lips, and she's like, "Hold your tongue, boy." And then one of the other sisters like kind of slides up, all like just really like kind of slinky, like sort of like with like this sort of seductive dance to the way she walks, and then she comes up to you, Lucar, and it's like literally like just seconds, and she gets right up to you, and she takes the back of her hand and like caresses the side of your face for a second, and she's like, "Oh, he glows with a fey-like energy." And then she kind of walks around you in a circle, but as spinning as she does it, it's just really like very like hippie, like kind of weird, like I'm thinking like almost like a Rob Zombie horror movie character or something that does that weird off-brand, like creepy, sexy off kind of behavior.
Yeah.
And then Elwyn leans in closer and just yells. She's like, he reeks of Fae. That's the problem." She looks at you. What have you done with our guardian? And then like a la Christian Bale style voice, "Where is he?"
I don't know. We were following his footsteps. I like, looks like he's going that way.
And I tried to tell everyone we didn't have to come here. We could have just left. No.
Sorry. Stop it.
Sorry, Lissa.
It's okay.
Listen, we'll take my, kind of bad smelling guy out of here. We'll go find the guy. You guys go back to, just chilling in the woods here. We got this. Okay, we got this. And what's this about, like, forgive me. This is, first year, Seamus says, first year. You say Fae, and like he stinks of Fae, reeks of Fae. I always thought you guys were Fae. Is there good Fae, bad Fae? Like, what Fae are you talking about? Just,
What
I
Fae
don't
are
know.
you
Just
saying?
explain to me, like, yeah, like just talk to me, like, I need to know. I'm just curious.
So Elwyn looks at you. Why don't you roll me a d20 in the performance realm, if you would, Jack. Let's see how let's see how your approach is coming across.
You gave me an inspiration earlier, so I'm going to use it now.
I did. You should.
All right, I got a 21 in my performance. Thank you, inspiration.
Good thing, because she got not even shitting you. She got the dirty 20. So she looks at you and she's like, "Hmm." And she glances back down at Lucar, or back over at Lucar as you kind of pull him away a little bit. She's like, Don't you dare pull him out of my sight."
My man needs a shower. I get it.
So if it helps, we Dryad, our people, have been known as, if you will, Fae of the Forest. When I speak of him of him reeking of Fae, I speak in the magical energy that the Fae possess within their realm. And she points at Lucar. She's like, he is not of this realm. He is not of this place.
No, he's from.
He reeks of a chaotic Fae energy. For good or for bad, that energy exists within him. I can smell it.
And you see Skogar is literally still holding his tongue. I know he's back, but he's like, sorry. Yeah, well, I mean, ladies, you don't smell too good either. How long have you been in these woods? Well, Skogar looks around. What? No, they don't. You know.
Seamus looks at you, Skogar, and he's like, Sko. There's some. You should. I know I said don't eat dirt, but you got to try that dirt over there. That's probably the best dirt you'll ever have.
Okay. Now we're sciencing.
So he tries to nudge you over to dirt to distract you.
And he just kind of
like,
disappears into the woods.
Okay.
He kind of fades out of scene.
All right. I can't wait to see how this pops back up.
Can I just mention a word here? Like, I don't know about this other dimension or where my magic comes from, but I'm from Thalos. I grew up there with the still showers. They adopted me. And you're right, I do have some magic. Like, look, and I do a little prestidigitation and make like a little flame come out of my hand. But like, nothing crazy or anything. Like, it's just normal magic, and it's here in this plane, not in another plane. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's at this point, Lucar, that Astrid hollers, comes, gives you a call in your brain. And Astrid's like, bruh, lay low. This now is not the time. They can smell me from a mile away.
Like, I can talk with him without talking out loud, right?
Yeah, yes, you can. Yeah.
I haven't done that until this point. This will be the first time.
That's fine. You can think, talk, yeah.
What do you mean? Where are you from, dude?
So, funny thing, she's kind of not that far off from truth in what she's saying.
Like chaotic? What? Dude? What?
Well, okay. So, hold on. So there's a lot of different meanings of chaotic, right? So chaotic doesn't necessarily mean evil. Chaotic can just mean like crazy, wild, like cuckoo, fun, interesting, like all over the place, like a little bit of like, attention deficit kind of thing going on, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, like kind of like
Are you Beetlejuice?
Well, yeah, you've did you get the chance to see that, like your friend's uncle, that dude that popped in and grabbed her? Did you ever talk to him?
I mean, not really a lot, no.
Yeah, he if you get a chance to, like, that's really, I that's a kindred spirit for sure, 100%. Listen, you just gotta I'm telling you, just lay low, don't push it, everything will be fine. And then she's like, oops, gotta go. It's just like your brain just goes quiet.
I put out the flame that was in my hand and don't say anything.
And then Elwyn looks at you, Jack. She's like, so you speak for this group?
Well, I guess so. Yeah, no, yeah, I do, yeah.
It's like, well, if you're with Greensleeve here, I suppose I can. I suppose I can give you a chance. Just, and she points at Lucar. It's like, just keep that one a safe distance. I can't. It's too much.
No, I agree. I mean, no, I totally.
And then she looks at you, Lucar, and she just says, I don't doubt that you are not a good person as you see yourself. But what lies within you, you truly have no idea. And you have yet to learn. And as I have seen in my many, 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 many years in this forest and here on Eberron, you as others, you will learn as others have as well. And it will only be a matter of when. And she says, come this way. And Seamus like follows right behind her, and she walks you guys deeper into the forest. The one that was like kind of caressing Lucar's face for a second, that's her name's Lyra. And Lyra, all of a sudden, just she kind of slinks up next to you, Lissa. And she's like walking next to you, and she's like, hey there, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Lissa.
And she flips her leaf hair around. She's like, oh, that's such a pretty name. You're a student, yeah?
Yep. And this is my friend Bigwing, because he's there, of course.
Like, ooh, he's a little intimidating.
I know, right? Isn't he so cool?
I like that. He seems almost dangerous, don't you think?
He's not dangerous to me.
Oh, that's probably good.
And
That's
not to
fair.
my friends either.
Oh, you would hope, right?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, so would this be your familiar then? Is that what I'm to gather?
Yes, that's exactly it.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, one typically can control their familiar, so I'm sure you've got it under control.
I think
Right?
so.
Yeah.
Bigwing wouldn't. He's awesome.
So I can tell that you've got a little druid in you too, yeah?
Yes. Oh, yes. I mean, one with nature. That's what I would like to be.
And she says, weird question, do you have any dryad in you?
Dryad? No, I don't think so. Nope.
And then she leans in and puts her chin right by your shoulder, and she goes right into your ear and she says, would you like to? And then she like slinks away and goes and starts walking next to Jack.
Ooh.
And
Alyssa's face turns bright red. She's like, oh.
and then she walks, she's walking next to you, Jack. She's like, well, I can tell you're quite special.
Well, I mean, I've been known to play a mean game of blaze ball.
It's like, one might say you're not quite what you seem.
Yeah, but one might not say that out loud if one might want to say other things afterwards. What I mean to say is one might not want to say that out loud if one wants to say things again.
That seemed like a triple or quadruple negative, which means you want me to talk about it, it seems like.
No, that was me threatening you. I'm sorry. I'm not, I don't do it very often. I'm usually pretty chill, but
I really hope legit that was Skog. Like, I know that was you laughing, but I just envisioned it Skogar laughing from in the woods because he heard this.
Yeah,
He said,
it doesn't come from anywhere near where you thought Skogar was, but yeah, that's perfect.
And she's like, well, you're aggressive. You remind me a lot of my last boyfriend. he was really into the dreaming dark.
He sounds kind of lame.
You know, at first I thought it was edgy and dangerous, and it did get kind of annoying actually, more annoying than lame. Um, and then he says, all of a sudden he says, doesn't care about the dreaming dark anymore. And then he was joining a guild. And this asshole breaks up with me. I mean, look at me. Breaks up with me to join this something called the Dark Guild. Do you even know what they do? Do you even know?
Hang out in the dark? No, I don't know. Could you tell me?
They can all disguise themselves and they can look like anybody. Anybody. Like with a snap of their fingers, they can look like whoever they want to look like.
That's very interesting. I've never heard of such a thing.
And she points at Azuri and she's like, he could be one. He could be part of the dark guild. You wouldn't even know.
I wouldn't know if he was part of it. You're right. I wouldn't know. I would have no idea.
my ex was a changeling. It was so gross.
Really? Did he like?
I
don't want to get like too personal and too intimate, but did he like change for you? You know what I mean?
Way more than I would have ever wanted.
Fair enough, I guess. I
just find those kind of people to be empty and soulless. Have you ever met a changeling?
I wouldn't know. Maybe Azuri is one.
I mean, you look like you know all kinds of people. And then she points you. She says, "Okay, well, anyway, I'm just gonna get you further down the way. We're gonna go back to our section of the forest here and keep an eye on things. And I suppose we can make sure that there's no problems that follow you as you go deeper into the forest to try to find Gorf, because we need him. So if you could take care of that, that'd be great." And Seamus like, "Lyra, we'll take care of this. Let's get going, gang." And so you go further and deeper into the woods. And so as you walk further into the woods, it gets like the trails get less open, it gets less sparse, and the trees just keep increasing in volume more and more trees. And then you, let's see here, as you walk through, you come up upon a clearing. And this clearing has a path that leads to a stage, like in the distance. And Skogar, we're just going to say that you managed to join back up with the rest of the group. As you guys walked further into the woods,
Okay.
and Seamus like, I mean, let's go up here and see what see what we see, right? And
Your buddy might be up there.
And so you walk up. He walks you guys up towards the stage, and as you approach the stage and get closer to it, a bunch of like torch lights all kind of light up on their own, and then you see you can start to hear this loud, abrasive music start to play. And it's really intense and abrasive and just like, and the Skogar, I'd like you to do a perception check with advantage, please.
Oh yeah, because he hears that rockin' music.
Yeah, and you recognize it.
All right. Oh, hey, all right. 19 on the die the second time. It's 20 or above.
So the darkness.
Sorry, I don't have my sheet out.
the intense darkness on stage fades away, and before you see 6 musicians on stage, all playing more and more aggressively, and you see someone step up to the mic and just start growling into it, and you instantly recognize that you are witnessing the murder hobos on stage right now in front of your very eyes.
He rips his shirt. Let's do this. And he just starts running forward. I don't know if there's a crowd, whatever, but he's obviously enthralled more than sailors would be upon a mermaid.
and then at this point, they go through this really heavy, fast metal song, and they stop, and the singer's like, "Thank you, everyone. We are the murder hobos." And he's like, "We have one more song to play tonight." He says, "It's called Lissa Sucks."
What?
And then he looks at Skogar, points at him, and says, "This is dedicated to this guy." And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
What?
Wow.
These dudes are rude.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Yeah. The murder hobos with a heel turn.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Man, who would have thought the murder hobos would be jerks?
Well, let's hear him out.
Right?
Let's hear him
Crazy.
out. It'd be a power ballad.
And and I will actually so in the next recording of this session, I will actually put at the end the song Lissa Sucks by the Murder Hobos.
Wow.
It will be in the end of this session.
That's good.
Oh,
on the
man.
on the podcast recording. So you'll be able to hear it there. And
It's not going to be an exclusive for patrons.
no. Got to build some volume
B-side
before
will
we
be-
do that
the
kind of
B-side
stuff.
will be-
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
Right. The B-side will be. It'll be
you
like
can buy it off
the
iTunes,
B-side.
though.
The B-side will be like Jack Rules or something, right? So yeah. So that's what I got for you. So yeah. So there's your
You got the
cliffhanger.
touch.
Nice.
And we'll see. You'll be able to listen to what the lyrics are of Lissa Sucks. And
I can't wait.
Careful though. Yeah, I did Google it at one point, and the Murder Hobos is a real band.
oh yeah, I remember you mentioned that too.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah.
They're like some
That's all good.
Northern European like heavy metal band or something. I think.
I think they.
Did they write RPG?
Right.
Yeah.
Did they?
Right.
Yeah. Is there another RPG we need to play?
Yeah.
Right?
That would be funny. So thanks everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. The setup to some fun. There'll be some dice, much more dice rolling over the next couple sessions. So I'll be out of town next week, but I'll still run from out of town. So if I'm running a tad bit behind or late, I'll message you guys. But otherwise, expect to start at the normal time.
Sounds
We'll rock
good.
out.
Cool.
Awesome.
Have a good one,
Have a good night,
everybody.
guys. See y'all later.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thanks.
Nice.
Bye.
You suck. You left me when I needed you most. My abusive father was a better friend, and he tried to kill me in my sleep. Pulse. Friend. Pulse. Friend. Bard's job is hard. A thief's job is not. A bard's life is rough. Yours is not. Pulse. Friend. Pulse. Friend. Pulse. Friend. Bard's job is hard, a thief's job is not. A bard's life is rough.
Will Jack get a better grade than Lucar in agronomy? Will Skogar get an autograph from the murder hobos? Will Velma come out of seclusion and catch up with the gang? Why is Lissa being so mean to Uzuri? And why do people seem worried about Bigwing? Answers to these questions and many more on the next episode of Eberron Adventures. If you would like to support this podcast, please do so by going to patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. And for a mere $3 a month, you can get a shout out. Just like our very first Patreon supporter, Jonathan Boyd. Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate the donation and your support. Once again, that is patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. See you next week.